What's going on, Nikki? This is Daniel from Josh and Danny SEO. We're going to take a look at everything you got over here, kind of give you an idea, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. So, right off the bat, I put in Andro Beavers and Associates. I believe this is you. It is. Typically the name is, the same as the website domain rating or name, but that's okay. You got a Facebook, you're on Home Advisor, LinkedIn, you're in a whole bunch of spots. That's good. But this is what I'm looking at. Your GMB. That's step number one. So you got photos, you have a location. You don't have a pin because you didn't put your address in here. It's a little bit better to do that, but if you're good, you're good. Suggest an edit. I'm not going to do that. But otherwise, no, you're doing fine over here. This should be, that's good. It's probably about 750 characters. You can add, what I would say to add is updates. I would do that, maybe once a week, and I would probably add, your products on here as well. But at least you have one. Oh yeah, and I would boost up your Google reviews. You need a minimum of 25, and then you would want to get 3 per month. So any job you do, you want to get one. And then over here, let's go through your website. So I'm gonna say I'm not disappointed, but a little, because what I noticed, okay, good, this is click to call and you have our services, but what I'm mad about is it is a drop down, a scroll down. It's a one-page website, which is terrible for you. You do not want a one-page website because then you're cramming in as many keywords as you can, and not only that, but there isn't a lot to read or look at on this page, and that's the problem. So the fact that it is a one-page website is never going to be helpful, and it actually does work against you. Now, I know that sounds like I'm pitching something, or no, that's just the way it goes. You want to have your keywords separated by pages so that Google doesn't focus on one page and see 50 variations of keywords. They see 3 or 4. That's the idea of separate pages. But let me show you what it is on the back end, right? I'm using a tool called Ahrefs that lets me know how Google kind of views you. A UR rating, you have no rating yet. DR of 2.6, which is a trust rating from Google. Now, all of that works with backlinks, so you have 12 backlinks. Now, you're going to need a lot more, but I'm going to be honest, the one referring domain you do have, that's actually a do-follow referring domain, is probably doing leaps and bounds for you because you have a 2.6. Typically, it would be a little lower or non-existent for this amount of backlinks. But a backlink is where you have your website link somewhere else where somebody can click on it. Referring domain is when it returns to you. And then finally, you want to take a look at your organic keywords. Now, a keyword is what people might put into Google to find you. So you have 9 keywords, although you lost one, and they're all pretty good because you're focusing on very specific things. So, for example, general contractors, Brandon, Florida. So that's great because you want to focus on a service and a location. When people focus on those two things, that typically means that they're ready to buy now or they're ready to make a deal and they're not tire kickers. It usually means they're focused on getting to that next step. But here's the issue. Most people don't realize this, but there's a lot of research that goes into keyword research, and you have very little volume for these research. Now, 0 doesn't mean 0. It could mean 0 to 10. But right now, the chances of anything happening through that isn't very high. The 2 best keywords you have are these 2, because there's about 30 a month coming in from these guys: kitchen remodel, bathroom, Florida; bathroom remodel, Brandon, Florida. So I'm very impressed. You do have, your specific keywords in here. Unfortunately, you're not pulling any traffic because you're nowhere near the front page, and that's the problem. Once you're right in front of people, that's when they really get help. But I'm impressed with the type of keywords you're going for. It means you're thinking of the right stuff. Now, here's a better keyword, because if I go to your GMB, it looks like Tampa. And Tampa's probably a little bit bigger than Brandon, especially with search volume. So let me give you an idea. These guys, by the way, all have their GMBs up in the top 3. You want yourself in here, because if you're here, 30 to 40% of people who search for this will click on one of these 3 guys. So you want to get your stuff up here. You want to get more. You want to get more reviews. You want to have more pictures. You want to make sure that you're doing the best you possibly can. But then after that, you have your regular organic search. Anyone with a website can rank here as long as you know what you're doing. So you have House as number 1, Angie's as number 2, but then you have Lindross as number 3. So let's take a look at Lindross and see what they're doing. So they have about, reviews. They have pretty much everything on here. They have 2 separate locations, I'm assuming. Now they lose 10 points because they don't have a click to call. You always want to click to call, just like you. Additions, bathroom, kitchen, renovations, all the stuff they need. Plus, you can put in all your stuff on the bottom here. I typically don't go about it this way. Also, I don't like it when this follows me. I would rather have it where it's like, it kind of goes up into the top. But they have a lot of content, which is exactly what you want. They have a lot of pages. So you see how if you look in the bottom left, every time I scroll over a new thing, it shows where it's going to go to. Those are separate pages. So this kitchen remodeling is only going to talk about kitchen remodeling. And Google will go through it and they'll see a whole bunch of stuff talking about kitchen remodeling. And they're going to take those repeat words, and then they're going to also see that it says Tampa, hopefully. And they're going to take that repeat word, and then they're going to make different variations of kitchen remodeling Tampa, and they're going to do Tampa kitchen remodeling, Tampa kitchen remodel kitchen bath, Tampa, so stuff like that. You always want your accolades on here. If you have any, always put them on. And then this is the bottom. Now, I don't agree with how they did the bottom. You're typically supposed to have, your table of contents all the way down here. But let's show you what they're doing, right? They have a UR of 26, so decently strong website. UR of 26, DR of 5, so that and they don't even have a ton of backlinks and referring domains, but they're doing okay. The biggest thing you want to make sure is even if you don't have a high UR and DR, high backlinks, stuff like that, is that you're getting the keywords. So let's see what they're ranking for. So I don't care much for this one, remodeling company, because anyone can rank for that. Anyone can type it in anywhere in the world. So even if they're getting 10 traffic, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily coming from the location that they really want. But Home Editions Tampa, 20 people a month search, they're getting 9 because they're in position 1. That's almost 50% right there. Home Remodeling Tampa, they're getting 50 people searching for that a month. They're getting 6 because they're in position 4. So that's a little over 10%. It's 12% right there. So wait, not 12%. Yeah, it's 12%. The idea is when you're in positions 1, 2, and 3, you will get anywhere from 10 to 20% of all search volume. So as you can see over here, this is 40% because they're in position number 1, but no one cares about this one because it's not a location and it's not a service combined. This one is Kitchen Remodeling Tampa, 50. They're getting 4 because they're in position 6. So they're getting about, 9%. That's pretty damn good. So anyway, how does this really help you out, Nikki? Honestly, if you really want to start boosting yourself up, then you would start focusing first on your content. First step would be breaking up your website into different pages. So you would have your location pages, your service pages, your about, your gallery, your contact us, and any other type of pages you think that would be necessary for your website. But you would split them up so Google focuses on each one individually. Second step would be to add content to those pages. That makes sense. And then the third step would be to add those organic keywords in there so that you can rank for those, right? Because if you're ranking for kitchen remodeling Tampa, Florida, and you're the first one that comes up, boom, that's 10%. Or even if you're the third one, that's still 10%. Well, it's more when you're number 1. It's about 30, 20 to 30%. I'll keep it 20. Anyway, the next step would be to start focusing on your backlink profile so you can rank your keywords. So you can look at your opponents, Lindross, they're good. There's other people for different kind of keywords. You can find out, who has the best keyword for what, and then you start, kind of copying their backlink profile. And that's pretty much it. Then you should start seeing organic traffic come through that. The second step, obviously, step number 1 is start focusing on your GMB. Boost that up. That's 30% of all search volume. So the other 70% are going to the websites. And, obviously, 10 to 20% of that is going to the number 1, 2, and 3 spots. Anyway, that's all I got, Nick. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Other than that, you have an amazing day. Bye.